Okay guys, so we're going to do a unboxing and kind of a network update, as once again I am changing the network. It's a constant thing. But the reason why it's been changed again is I'm going back to my old ISP. So straight away you can tell by looking at the box it's going back to Sky. One of my most popular videos ever made was my Sky Q router. So I am going to go back to Sky. It won't be the Sky Q package because unfortunately things still haven't changed too much in the Sky area in terms for Sky Q for me to have it. That might change soon though, because apparently it's all going over to the internet streaming kind of place, so that'll be great. I'll look into that close to the time. But for now, we're going to look at this. So I have just finished my 1 year with BT. And for the most part, to be honest, BT were a pretty decent provider. I did notice myself dropouts from BT. They're speed-wise, they are slightly better. So their base fibre package from Sky is 38 megabits per second download and 10 megabits per second upload. That's their entry level. Obviously, that'll be unlimited data as well. Excuse me. So BT's, however, is it's 52 megabits per second and 10 upload. Now that's the one I'm on. Been very satisfied with it and pretty decent. But as I say, there has been times where we get quite a few network dropouts, which I didn't have when I used to have Sky. So I have gone back to Sky, and plus I've got my TV with Sky, so I prefer to have the whole package, my whole, communications, entertainment package, just all in one, kind of payment. It's just easy to manage, and I just think you get a better deal. So I am switching. It goes on the 10th of March, so a while to go just yet. But there we go. So we're going to look at this. Now, for most of you who watch my videos regularly, you know I don't use the traditional ISP router to handle the wireless broadcasting in my house. I use a Ubiquiti AC long range one. I just think it's better. I do think ISP routers are okay, but for the most part you are better off going with a proper one. So a proper decent dedicated access point. You get better range, better performance, and just overall better experience. For the average user, this is fine, but me being a tech-hungry person having lots of devices on the network, I just prefer to have a dedicated access point to handle all of that wireless communication. But anyway, we're going to have a look around this. This is the default hub still, so 2.0 hub from Sky. You get it for free, all you do is pay for delivery. But as I already have one, I don't need that. So once my provider goes live, I literally plug this in and away I go. So let's have a look around. So connect, experience, explore, discover and communicate. Well, obviously those are all the things you can do with the internet. I do apologise, I am a little bit run down. So your Sky Hub, fast and reliable wireless performance, great wireless coverage around your home, easy to set up and smart energy. So this is an improvement to the past ones they've had. So I've been with Sky for years. It used to be a Sager modem router. Then they made their own one, and this is the second kind of generation of it, so it is getting better and better. Wi-Fi connect, so you've got WPA set up on it. Make a difference with Sky. This is basically telling you where you can send your old products back to get recycled. That's fine. Obviously we've got the Sky Hub there, mode. Got the model and the serial number. And yeah, your Sky Hub, same pretty much message. So let's have a look. Obviously the date on there is wrong. That is when I was switching from, I think, from standard broadband to fibre. You do get a different router, but there we go. Right, let's have a look. So what I like with Sky is it appeals to everyone. So as you can see, we've got a let's get started. So if we just quickly zoom in on that, you've got all the necessary steps to get you up and running. So check, find, plug in, fit, connect, including your SSID and password. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, let's get back to the box. So looking at the box itself, it's presented really decently. Obviously the first thing you're going to notice is this flap here. So what we're going to do is obviously take the router out, and we'll come back to that in just a second. So there is a white version of this. I'm not sure how you can get it, but the black one is pretty much everyone gets this one. So here you've got your connects, nice and easy. Obviously they all come pre-programmed. So you've got your wireless SSID, and you've got your password there and your PIN. So that's PIN is if you want to access administrative privileges on the router itself to change various things. Hello and welcome. Let's have a look inside your new Sky Hub. So obviously it tells you your activation date, which is printed on the box. It tells you all the bits what you're going to get inside the box, such as your micro filter, an Ethernet cable, etc, etc. It's going to show you the different various plug sockets. So these are your old-fashioned master sockets, and these are what you call not SSID. Oh, I completely forgot the name of them. Anyway, these are the ones you get when you get a new one. So it has the filter, everything built into it, which is great. So most people have this one here, and it's already filtered basically, which is great. Cool. So this explains everything you need, like if you've got like various splitters around the house and doublers, and this is going to basically give you an inside guide on how to set it all up. Now that's great, useful for people who are fairly new to this game or are not so tech savvy. For the rest of the population, it is fairly straightforward. On an activation day, plug your router in. It might not go live straight away. It depends how quick OpenReach go out and put you on there, change you at the local cabinet, and then you're away. But you'll know because there's a nice indicator light on the Sky box. So it tells you what's inside. So Sky Hub, which you've already got out. You've got your grey DSL cable and microfilter, which we'll get in just a second. Black power cable and extra microfilter. Setup guide and connect card. And you've got your black Ethernet cable. So we lift this up. We have our plug. So figure of 8 plug right there. Now the rest of the content I may have already took out because I always need Ethernet cable. So on yours you will get an Ethernet cable and you'll get 2 filters. My other filter is plugged in over there. But this is what a Sky micro filter looks like. Cheap and cheerful, not a lot to it. It is manufactured directly from the manufacturer, which is Sky, and it is clearly labelled. So this is where your router goes in and this is where your landline goes in. Now I don't have a landline phone, so I'm not really that fussed. So looking at the router itself, it comes in this obviously cellophane. I'm just going to take this plastic off and have a look. So it is glossy, you can see the camera there and the reflection there. So we have got some indicator lights. So power, self-explanatory. When it's powering on, it flashes orange. Once it's done, it stays a steady green. Internet, now this is the basic, this is the most important LED indicator to know if your internet's fine. So if that is green, then you're great. If it's orange, it means it's trying. And obviously if it's red or nothing, you've got no broadband. So when I plug this in a bit, it's going to be red or nothing because I have no internet from Sky. WPS button. So if your product supports it, like a Windows laptop or certain Sky boxes, you can press that. Press the other WPS button on the device and it'll connect automatically. Wireless, so you can have this on or off. When I plug mine in, eventually it will have no indicator light on this because I have mine off, because I have a dedicated router already handling the wireless and I don't want to clog the airwaves with all these radio waves. And Sky Plus HD, so it recognises if you've got a Sky QHD box, Sky Plus HD box, and it will automatically light up, which is pretty cool for your on demand. Obviously on the tops you've just got your ventilation just to keep it nice and cool. They don't really get that hot, but it's there. Obviously you've got some rubber feet, keep it nice and still. You can see inside it, there is no fans, so I can assure you of that. So looking on the back, you can see everyone's route is going to be slightly different. Obviously they pre-program the name. So this name here is what you'll see on your wireless list. So this is what is called the SSID. And this is what identifies it from all the other routers. Obviously you've got your password. Obviously that means nothing because I don't connect it wirelessly, so I don't really care if you can see it. So this is what you would have to put if you're connecting for the first time. PIN is pretty certain when you go into the administrator page on the router. If you want to change obviously advanced settings, you need that PIN to make sure you're doing it. You got your MAC address. So a MAC address is everything with a wireless connection or a Bluetooth connection or an Ethernet connection as what's called a MAC address. And this identifies it on the network. Everyone has a different MAC address. And why this is important, you can do something called MAC filtering. So this is something I used to have on my network, which is if that is not on the the green list, if you like, the good list, you're not going on the network. So you have to go in and add it to the MAC address filtering list, and if your MAC address is on there, it checks it and it'll let you through onto the internet. And obviously our serial number, so if this router goes faulty in the first year, Sky will obviously sort you out, but you'll obviously have to provide that serial number to make sure you can claim. Your password is capital letters only, your PIN is numbers only, and it just tells you all the basics, like, you know, voltage, input, amperage and stuff like that. And everything is colour coded deliberately. Look, so if we look at the figure of 8, it's blue for blue. If we look at that, it's grey, and on the other end is purple, which is already plugged in over there. So it is grey, and reset if you just want to turn it off and on again. So on the back, obviously we've got 4 Ethernet ports. Now these are 100 megabits per second, they are not gigabit, which is unfortunate, but there we go. And what I like is they've got indicator lights. Not many things have indicator lights anymore. I like to see indicator lights because I can tell straight away what's, you know, where data is coming from, what's coming on the network, etc, etc. So one light will be in link, so just to acknowledge there is an Ethernet port there being used, so it goes green to acknowledge there is a connection made. And the left one normally is your act, so when there's data going back and forth, this will blink rapidly depending on the data. So what we're going to do, we're going to plug it in and just show you what it's going to look like. But as I say, it won't do anything because I haven't got Sky at the moment. Okay guys, so I've plugged it in. I've left the DSL connection plugged into my BT hub because there is no point, because I know it won't work, because, you know, that talks to the Sky apparatus in the local exchange, and it's going to know I haven't got Sky broadband. But what I am temporarily using it for is a hub. So obviously on top I've got my old Netgear switch, but you can also use this as a switch. What I'm going to show you is on the back, the Ethernet lights, and like I said, it does actually work as a hub. So if you've got a spare one of these and you need some spare Ethernet connections, then you can use it as a hub. So the way I have my network set up at the moment is all the, like, what I would class as really core network equipment I need direct access to. So the ones with priority go into the hub. So the first one over here is basically for a switch. So that goes into a switch, which gives me obviously more Ethernet connections. The next one to it goes to my NAS. So that's from a NetMOS server. So that's where all my media content comes. So I need that on the core set as well. The next one to that is the PS4. So again, nice online experience direct into the to the hub itself. And then the next one to that is actually my Sky HD box. And then that white one, I've actually got to plug into the hub because that one doesn't work in the red port. That red port is if you've got an old, like an older setup fibre. So you have the OpenReach fibre box, which converts it then into that source for you. Most people don't have that now. They have the newer faceplates put on them. SSFP, I forgot that's what they. So service specific faceplate, and that's the one with the filter built in. But a lot of connections nowadays don't need that because they've kind of done it already. But if you have got one of them, that's what you need that for. That red is going to the OpenReach box. And here is the Sky Hub itself. So if we look here, you can just about see. Yeah, here we go. Obviously if it was dark in here, it'd be even better. We're going to do that. So what I'll do, I'm just going to plug this white one here. Is probably the most important connection in the house because this is the connection to my Ubiquity network router. So that is what controls the entire Wi-Fi for the household and for downstairs, as my mum lives there, but that's fine. Cool. So what I'm going to do, I've got speed test up on my TV, but I really don't want to show you the speeds because the speeds are pretty consistent. I just want to show you the activity. So this is what happens when you get a lot of data. So that blue one there is the Apple TV. So you can see the left hand side is the data flow light, so it shows you when activity is going. So as you can see, these two are blinking because that is to the Apple TV, and then that relays it back to the router. And you can see you get a nice constant data transfer between the two. And I'm getting a constant 51 megabits per second on the download, and we are getting 10 megabits upload. So the Sky Hub is the only hub I know which has got lights. So I like the lights because I like to see them, even though they won't be facing it, but bit of a freak when it comes to lights with networks, but that's great. So that is the Sky Hub. Now you are meant to keep these nice and upright because the antennas are in there. Wireless performance is okay, but like any ISP router, it's not amazing. So once I get the broadband fitted, I'll do another video just to update you, but that's pretty much how the network's going to go. So what I'll do, just to demonstrate purely for entertainment reasons, is I'll just plug in the DSL connection. So you can see it's purple. No, it's just there. So what that's now going to try and do is going to try and talk to the Sky network and say, hello, can I come on your network, pretty much. And that is what it's going to, it's going to do. So there you go. It's now flashing orange because it's detected a connection to the local exchange. It's now going to try and negotiate with Sky servers and say, hello, can I come onto your network? And obviously Sky will say, no, you're not a customer. Now my BT hub, we'll just switch to the right. That is obviously flashing orange. It's red on the broadband light to say, oh, I haven't got a connection here, guys. That's fine. And what we should get in a second either is no light completely once it's stopped, or red. Now it might just keep trying basically until it gets a connection eventually, or it just might time out. I know the BT one times out after a while. That's fine. It should time out hopefully. But this is what you're going to get on activation day. So with activation days, it's always a bit frustrating because you expect it to be done when you wake up, kind of thing, where it really depends when the OpenReach engineer goes to your local exchange, because somebody has to physically go out, find your telephone wires and then switch it over to the new Sky's network. So all the providers go to the same exchange, so we only have one exchange here in Sidmouth, but within that exchange there's different mainframes, there's different provider networks, so that's when you get onto their network. So we've got a constant orange light now on the Sky Hub to indicate we have no connection. So on activation day, you normally get a text to say when the basically the exchange has happened. So when OpenReach have been out and swapped over the lines. If that happens, you can just leave your hub plugged in. Normally it works. If not, just turn it off and on again, and it will sort itself out. So guys, that's been a quick update on the network front. Not a lot has changed. I've still got quite a lot of Ethernet connections going back and forth. Ubiquiti router is still doing fantastic. I think in the future I may potentially upgrade to a Synology router because they are looking pretty decent, and I have already got a Synology NAS and it's been fantastic, and I've watched a lot of reviews on the hub. It's getting a lot of good write-ups. So yeah, that's been a look, guys, at the Sky Hub update. I keep going to say Sky Q, and just a general network update. Thank you.